What up, though? WIP Appeal back in effect.
Yo.
I missed you guys.
Long time no see.
Couple weeks off. It was needed.
Myron, how was your holiday?
I don't care about no holidays,
Oh,
man.
my
I worked on Thanksgiving.
What were you doing?
A little bit of, I'm doing a bathroom over in the West End. So,
Okay,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, she needs her bathroom. She only has one bathroom, so it's like you got to get some stuff done.
You don't believe in celebrating American greatness on Thanksgiving?
I don't believe in any of these man-made traditions in terms of celebrating holidays. You know, honestly, it's capitalism, really, at the end of the day.
Okay, so you didn't take any money for the bathroom job?
That's my job. Holidays, that's not,
You
that's
said
not
capitalism.
a job.
That's your
I'm talking
capitalism.
about capitalism in terms of you got Christmas already. They got lights up, Black Friday, trying to sell everything. It's really about business opportunity. And I get the business aspect of it, but don't make it into something it's not.
That's true.
all.
My chair is low today. I don't know what's going on. For
Raise
the
it
record,
up.
You got to scoot over a little bit too.
I got to scoot over. All right, there you go, Trey.
It's real.
You don't
man.
want to be hugged up on it?
You got to hit the lever.
Train's like I want personal space.
I'm getting kicked off.
Coach
the edge.
Rita,
Yes, sir.
what's up with you and your squad, your fam over there? How was your holiday?
A fam was good. You know, I tried my hand at cornbread dressing for the first time. I felt like the ancestors really coming through. And, you know, you don't really have a recipe, but you can just make it happen. So that was a fun first time. And then we kick off the season this weekend at Woodland Hills. So big things popping very soon.
Okay. Okay. OC at Woodland Hills. Are you playing Woodland Hills or it's a tournament there? You're playing somebody else?
Tournament. Play for May is the tournament, and you know, cancer research and cancer support. And then we're playing, I want to say Berlin Brother Valley, and Imhotep on Sunday.
Okay. How are those games supposed to be? Tough? Okay.
Every game's tough, right? You gotta go out there and get it.
That's coach speak. All right. We'll check in. You glossed over the culinary aspect. Judging by some Instagram investigations, you nice like that in the kitchen. So we're expecting the WIP Appeal spread at some point.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Heard it here first.
All right. Train, what's up with you, man? You've been out grinding, man, getting these videos off. What's new with that?
Yep, just staying busy, you know, working, just busy, man.
Yeah. I've been enjoying the videos, but I'm biased. We went to the WIP Appeal Championship 4A game with our adopted home team. They've been gracious enough to accept us, Aliquippa. Shout out to the Quip Doc loading. What was being at that game? It was Aliquippa versus McKeesport at Acrisure Stadium, not Hines, which is now, Quip and McKeesport seem like they have sort of the same vibe. They were both got the red. It was real black up in the parking lot before the game. Like I was like, wow, am I really in Western PA?
I love it. I love it.
What you rode the bus with the team to the game? You were in the locker room. You were on the sidelines. What was the vibe like at that game?
Well, at least from the Quips, the vibe was locked in. Everyone was all business before the game. Everyone was real serious, like. It was just time to handle business, so that's the vibe that I got. Everyone was locked in. Really, wasn't too much messing around.
When the game started, it was up and down at the beginning. McKeesport had some big dude in the backfield. Like, how much did that running back weigh?
He said he's like 6'2", 270, something like that.
That's a young man right there.
Yeah, that was a he did not miss any Thanksgivings growing up. And so they had a hard time bringing him down. Quip had a lot of penalties, but they came back. There was a couple of interceptions that turned the tide. Apparently, young Cheese, got a pick.
Yeah, Poop.
I love it.
Yeah, young Cheese got a pick. They turned that into a touchdown, and Tyke was doing his thing. But really, Tyke went out with Cam had a scoop and score. Cam Lindsey had a scoop and score for the first touchdown. Nice. And then Tyke went out with a cramp at a crucial part in the fourth quarter. And Cam, I thought, put the team on his back, had a couple of tough runs, taking contact, dudes bouncing off of him. And then Quip came out with the win. So it was it was their third straight and their 20th WIP Appeal championship overall.
That is so crazy.
Shout to the Quips.
So
nice.
Crazy.
Now you mentioned he didn't miss a meal or a Thanksgiving meal. That's like saying he only gets a good meal once a year.
No, he's getting good meals 4 times a day. This kid, he was big. He was good too. They also had number 20 for McKeesport. I don't know his name. Apparently, he's a freshman. He was tough too, so he's going to be doing some things.
That's awesome.
Shout out to McKeesport. I'm not from here originally. What is the McKeesport rep? What's their vibe? What type of place is McKeesport known to be?
Very similar to Aliquippa, McKee's Rocks, same type of community. Great athletic tradition. Got some great athletes that came out of there. So very similar, right down there along the river as well. So
Mon Valley?
Yep.
Okay, that's dope. Well, I'm looking forward to learning more about them. Trane, so WIP starts the state playoffs. You've been around the team a lot. What's their vibe? What was their vibe coming out of the WIP Appeal championship, and what's their vibe going into states? The semifinals are on Friday.
The vibe that I got, it wasn't like they took that win for granted, but they're just like not celebrating it too long. They're just worried about winning states now. Like they won WIP Appeal back to back to back. So now they're just like they're on to the next. They want that state. So
all right, so we're gonna see what happens. So in other WIP Appeal news, I'm on these interwebs and I see that another eligibility situation has arisen. And there's a baseball player from New Brighton named Jake McKee. And he transferred to North Catholic, and there was a hearing at the WIP Appeals, and apparently some of the New Brighton people testified that Jake McKee had some measure of athletic intent in going to North Catholic. And now Jake McKee will not be permitted to play baseball this upcoming season for North Catholic. And as our faithful watchers know, this has been a topic here at WIP Appeal and something we've paid a lot of attention to. We've seen a lot of these type of eligibility decisions come down. Myron, what do you think about not permitting Jake McKee to play baseball for, I believe it's his junior year?
So he's gone from a sophomore to junior. Yeah. For me, again, you go back to, well, what if he was going there for his religious beliefs, first and foremost? What if his family just wanted to move to another community? It's a shame that you deem him ineligible based on athletics, because for me, if a family wants to up and leave or send their kid by way of bus to go to another school, it should be okay. But I'm sure the young man can play some baseball. So their issue isn't that he's leaving. It's an issue that we got a good player leaving.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. And I think that any family who has a kid who likes sports is going to consider sports in their high school experience.
And he should.
Yeah, same way if I got a kid who's nice with the violin, I'm going to say, who's the music teacher? I'm not going to send you to a school with a lousy music program.
Right.
Coltrane, when we moved here, I definitely looked around and we chose, not totally based on that, but I knew that you loved sports and I knew that you loved basketball and wanted to play. It wasn't a question of I thought that you were going to the league or even going to Division I, but it was more like I want to make sure that you have a good place to play. And that was part of the reason why we chose Coach Mastriani in Quaker Valley, and it worked out. Yeah. From you and your peers, what is the discussions like among young athletes when it comes to what school they go to and what team they play for? Is that something that you guys talk about? Do kids talk about, well, I might go play over here, I might go play over there? What's that like at your level?
In college?
It started in high school, but also in college, because I think that that's the natural progression of the discussion, right? So starting in high school, did kids talk about transferring a lot?
Yeah, kids would bring it up just for a better opportunity, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. To transfer to another high school just because the fit is better athletically, shouldn't be punished for that. But yeah, it was mostly that in high school, I would say, just for better opportunity, or maybe you didn't like something where you were at, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the reality of the situation, but the PIAA rule book prohibits any consideration of that in choosing a school, and which I think is really the issue here. I'm not personally faulting the WIP Appeal because the rule is there and they have to enforce it. I do think it's unevenly enforced, and I think that the WIP Appeal structure, such as it is, meaning ADs and coaches and all that, know how to get around that rule. Because you could be for doggone sure that coaches are certainly encouraging good athletes to come to their schools. They just know how to do it within the rules. Poor Jake McKee apparently didn't really know how to to operate like that. Coach Rita,
Yes, sir.
you work over there at Oakland Catholic. You have a good program, a competitive program. What is sort of the vibe like among coaches in the WIP Appeal when it comes to transfers? How do you see them? Are they encouraged? Do you just let it happen if it might happen? How does that work, and what have your observations been of kids transferring athletes from one school to another?
I think speaking from the Oakland perspective, we're obviously not out here actively recruiting, but we do know, okay, we've heard that this kid who's now a freshman or this kid who's a sophomore transfer can play. That's why you have your 10 weeks of, 13, whatever the number case may be, of open gym. So you kind of see, are they going to fit the system? Because at the end of the day, is it a fit? Does it make sense? Can you vibe with the coaching staff? Can you vibe with the culture? Can you buy in? I think that's what any kid is looking for, is an opportunity and a chance. And quite frankly, if that's not the case, and there's clearly going to be some kids that don't get along with the head coach or don't vibe with the team, and then they still want to play. You're a high school athlete for maybe 4 years. So if you want to capitalize on the opportunity, having a good one, like, I would think that school should be, supporting that. And I think about Jake, if he's a sophomore going to a junior, that's a major time in your high school career if you're looking to play at the next level. Those, every minute, every opportunity to kind of show what you can do for your school. And if you're lucky and can afford to play travel ball, those are, essential minutes. I'm sad about that for him.
Yeah, I hope I'm not getting his year wrong with Jake McKee. And I did reach out to the North Allegheny athletic director, and I sent him an email and asked him to forward it to Jake's parents in case that they want to, at North Catholic, right? Thank you. Because I would be interested to hear the parental perspective. I'm always in contact with the WIP Appeal to get more information, and I definitely want to present their side of the story when it comes to these transfers. But I do believe that it is a big issue, and I think that a lot of young people and their families are losing valuable growth opportunities as young people, because that's what an athletic situation is in high school. I think they're losing those opportunities because of outdated rules. That's my opinion. I'm open to other discussions on it. To be continued on WIP Appeal. So
on that rule, it affects or has an impact differently on each sport as well, because with basketball, if a guy wants to transfer and they deem him ineligible, now AAU is somewhat valued more than high school, so it doesn't even matter in that situation. Same with soccer. But a sport like baseball, I'm not sure how AAU has an impact versus playing in the high school game. So
I'm not sure either. And I don't even know what level of player Jake McKee is. To me, that's sort of irrelevant. Like,
right.
High school sports, man, that's like a great experience. Like, those years that you had playing with your guys, like, you're still friends with them to this day. You know what I mean? And that to me is the last real, if you go on and play in college, man, it gets real serious real quick.
Business-like.
It is business-like.
It is business.
Yo, side
It is
note,
business.
did y'all see the Nebraska head football coach was at a news conference yesterday, and he was talking about his quarterback situation and whether they were going to go to a transfer. And he said, just so we're all on the same page, a good starting quarterback now is going to cost you about $1 million, maybe $2 million. Yo.
Boosters.
NIL, baby. NIL, which actually stands for, I've heard, now it's legal.
Holy smokes.
Because, like, they pay the kids like they was paying you up at the Rock, Myron.
No, I never got paid. Sorry.
Not a
don't
dime.
even put no BS out like that.
Not a shoelace.
Not nothing.
Okay, yeah.
Not a thing. They should have. If anybody should have got paid, it should have been me, for sure.
You were ahead of your time. You're here too.
Way ahead.
So, yeah, man. So, I hope that Jake McKee has a good experience, man, playing baseball and gets to enjoy everything that he and his family deserves. Holla at your WIP Appeal people if you want to get into it some more. Or if you are someone else with an eligibility issue or concern, we out there at WIP Appeal on Insta, on Twitter, on all the socials.
All the socials.
You know what I'm saying?
Us. You know where to find us.
We did have some violations at Slippery Rock, though.
A word like what?
We had gifts, Gave the recruits T-shirts.
Yeah.
Allowed the players to use the telephone. You know, we got in trouble for that. So they took the scholarships that we didn't have.
There you go. Not the IBM 10 cents a minute.
Yo, man, come on, some phone
comical.
calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they be cracking down on nonsense like that. But meanwhile,
and every school does all of that. You come as a recruit, you're gonna get a shirt, maybe even a pair of shoes or something like that. Come on, stop that.
As they should, man. All right, we definitely got to get into that. So finally, it's basketball season, right? It's here.
About time.
It's about time. We ready to get into it. Trane, what have you seen so far in this season at any level of basketball that's catching your eye?
The Warriors' downfall catching my eye.
He's enjoying it. The Warriors' downfall.
The Clippers' downfall.
Clippers were never they had nowhere to fall from.
They was on the ground, so it's just like a trip, maybe.
Their expectations are high, so they are coming down from that.
So we'll
They
get to
paid
that
money.
because Harden definitely has some things. So and why are you so interested in the downfall of the Warriors, Trane? What's up with that?
And I'm with him because I like the Warriors.
I've never been a super Warriors fan, so you mean
Because you're on team.
I'm on Team LeBron. But I can't appreciate greatness. They had their run while they had it, but you know.
What about the Lakers'
The run
downfall?
is over.
We're gonna get there.
I'm just checking.
It does look like their run is over. My cousin Gabe, who is from the Bay and is the biggest Warriors fan ever, texted me last night and basically said it's over. Break up the squad. And I was like that? He's like, yeah, keep Steph. Give Steph another chance. Me personally, I think that Clay. I would keep Clay just because he's a good dude.
Absolutely.
He's unselfish. He's not going to ask for much. Like, he's got to retire a Warrior. Now, Draymond.
For me, when you say Draymond, you keep the guy that punches a guy. You keep the guy that chokes a guy. You keep the guy that's always causing problems over the young man that was, up and coming. And then you bring in another guy that has a reputation for being a dirty player. For me, that started it all.
Well, I'm not mad at them getting rid of Jordan Poole because I think he's being revealed. Like, you seen what Jordan Poole is doing in Washington now?
He's being silly.
He's being real silly. So, like, if you silly like that, like, I understand getting, I'm not, but, Draymond's out of pocket, man. He just stay out of pocket. You can't keep doing things like this, man. You're hurting your team. You already cost them a championship when you got thrown out a game, whatever.
For kicking somebody.
When LeBron baited you into getting thrown out, You already cost your squad that chip. You basically cost them last season when you punched dude in the face in preseason and the whole vibe was off. You chased KD out of town. Like, what's next for this guy, man? What's next? Come on, Draymond. Like, what's going on?
And he's not that good.
No, I gotta disagree with you.
He's not that good.
He is. He's good at what he does.
I think he's good at what he does.
He's
good at what he does,
That's
but
the key statement.
any other team in the NBA, he's struggling to fit.
Yeah, they don't need him.
Because if I'm being honest, Draymond, I feel like Steph could be great without Draymond, but Draymond can't be great without Steph.
Totally accurate.
So,
2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Draymond Green.
That's a bit much.
Subjective.
No, it's not. That's a verifiable.
Come on.
That's
Come on.
That's a verifiable fact by
Come
definition.
on.
He can guard 1 through 5.
1 through 5, dragged it. What point guard is he really sitting and locking up? 1 through 5. He's a versatile defender. We'll give him that. He can guard a wing. He can guard a big. He can.
Okay, so 3 through 5.
Something like that.
2 through 5. Okay. I mean,
he's not guarding.
He is the key to the offense runs through him. He leads that team in assists. He is the key to their success and their 4 championships.
The key?
But you can't be mad at the glue guy.
The key is crazy. You can't say the key. You could say an important piece.
Thank
but
you.
The key.
But glue matters, right?
The key is Steph Curry.
Thank you, Trane.
The key is Steph Curry.
But they don't win it. Like, they need a Draymond to do all those things. Who's a comparable player
Dirty
in the
work
NBA?
is necessary.
Who's a comparable player to him in the NBA?
To Draymond Green?
Yes. Who you could plug into the Warriors and give them what Draymond gives?
Let's see. I mean,
Not the dude.
that's hard to say.
Jeopardy.
Exactly.
That's hard to
He's
say.
unique.
Not the
He
Jeopardy
is very
sound.
unique, but like we said, Draymond is successful in that situation. You put him in any other situation in the NBA, he's not.
His game doesn't translate.
It doesn't translate because the
team.
Warriors don't play like anyone else.
Maybe the Warriors play that way because of Draymond. He gives them that superpower. He's the hub. He's the hub of the team.
No.
Everything revolves around him.
That's not true.
I mean, having an IQ's
everything
got to
does
count
not
for something,
revolve
right?
around him. Everything revolves
Man's
around
average
High
is
steps.
a game.
IQ,
But
and
you
he
can't-
keeps getting technicals thrown out,
Just because you don't
suspended.
have
His
decorum.
IQ is low.
No, just because you get beside yourself or you have some anger issues
all the time.
doesn't mean that you don't know what's happening in the game or what the
Man.
looks are, and if you're prepared to sacrifice your body for
Later
the team.
for that dude.
He's a
Okay,
wild
well,
boy. He's a
Right.
wild boy.
I don't disagree.
But he's good at what he does.
He is.
He is good at what he does.
That's what matters.
There was some discussion of me. He's apparently working on a book, and there were some discussions about me writing that book for him.
Oh, so
So
we about to
be
get the Draymond
nice. Be
exclusive?
nice. And then, get a couple quotes from me.
No, I'm not doing it. He chose somebody else
Okay.
at a lower rate.
Okay.
And, I got other things to do. I feel like I dodged a bullet because I would have to, defend all this shenanigans, and that'd be, I'm a good writer, but I can only do so much. Yeah, man. Hoop season is here, Coach Rita.
Yes.
What's up with Angel Reese down there? This whole situation with Coach Mulkey and Angel Reese being suspended for 4 games at LSU for reasons that we are not disclosed. She's one of the best players in the country. She was the MVP of the championship squad. No information has been released. Coach Mulkey has basically said, "I'm not telling y'all." So, and there's
Coach
nothing you
keeps it
can do
in-house.
about it. She's keeping it in house.
Coach keeps it in-house.
What's your opinion of this situation where you have what's expected to be one of, if not the best teams in college basketball, and their best player has been suspended for the past 4 games, is about to return for the next game?
I would just like to say currently South Carolina AP #1, correct?
Yeah, blowing
Okay,
cats
all
out.
right, all right.
Yeah, all right. Shout out to John Staley.
Want to
Shout out to
stick
Coach
beside
Staley.
that?
Yep.
But also, I just think it goes to show just how significant culture is in sustaining and creating a championship program. So they had a great run, and this year just looks like, to me, it seems there must be some cultural type of things, whether that's some distractions creeping into, keeping the main thing, and if that's supposed to be Tiger basketball, then that's got to be Tiger basketball. Who knows? And obviously saw some exchanges back and forth on the interwebs between some of the parents' mothers. So
Yeah, they
there could
got
be a lot
moms.
of things. Yeah, it's a lot.
Flauger's mom
It's a lot.
is going at
Angel's
mom on
So,
Instagram,
right.
talking about your girls flunking out.
Wow.
We can't confirm or deny, but that just goes to show when you're on the basketball team, especially at the collegiate level, it's supposed to be a bubble. Right now, it looks like there's wild holes in that bubble, wild holes in the bubble, and that could be problematic.
So the culture of the team, Coltrane, what have you observed in college sports about the culture of a team? How do you build it, and what sustains it?
I think it's honestly like the players. It starts with the coaches to establish it, and then it depends on the players if they want to sort of follow that culture or create that culture. That's what I would say for sure.
Have you been on any teams, high school, college, and not mentioning any names because we're not here to vilify anybody and everybody has their own story, but is there ever a time when some team members are obviously not in sync with everybody else for whatever reason?
Yeah, that naturally just happens. Especially in college, you're bringing these aren't people that you like. Most of the time, when you're in high school, you grow up with these kids, or you know them for a long time. They're your friends. It's new people coming in every year, so it's more of and these people are from all over the place. These people could be from overseas, could be here, could be from there. So it's inevitable that you're gonna run into that. I guess people aren't gonna get along. People aren't gonna be the best of friends, But I think that's what makes a team great, is when you all have that relationship, even between players, coaches, just people who are in the program. I think that's really what makes a great program. It helps you win against more. If there's more talent, based off you don't have that connection with your teammates, your coaches, less talented teams win, in my opinion, when they have that connection. Everyone's playing for the same thing.
I agree.
Let them cook.
Yeah, man. So, Myron, you been watching any NBA this year?
I have.
What do you think about this in-season tournament that the NBA is brought
I still don't understand it. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I have been watching, what's going on throughout the league.
Have any of those in-season tournament courts made you dizzy yet? Maybe you're just disoriented from the
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, what is going on? But it seems like it creates a more competitive environment all the way through the season. So,
well, that's the goal. And just for the record, what the in-season tournament is that certain games in the regular season count towards this tournament, and then if you win those games, you can progress to playing in a one and done knockout round, where it's I think they got the Final Four. So they got 8 teams, and they're down to 4, and then 2, and then
the scoring margin counts also.
Scoring margin counts, right? And then the winner, they go to Vegas and play the last game, and then the winner of the tournament, everybody on the squad gets $500,000.
Oh, nice. Little bonus.
Now, that's interesting because for, let's say, Dame Lillard had an interesting quote about it. $500,000 to him, it's not chump change, but it's not going to change his life one way or another. But he pointed out some of the guys at the 10 through 15 on the roster, $500,000 could be life-changing. So I think that it's I don't like the courts. I think they need to tone down the courts.
The courts are a time
atrocious.
Some of them are okay. Some of them are a lot on the eyes from the TV screen.
Are the guys playing harder because of it? What do you think?
I think you should play the same way.
But they don't, though.
No matter.
They don't, though. You know that. You watch the games.
And it's sad because my generation did.
True. But you can't. I don't think you can play 100% in an 82-game season, road trips, back-to-backs. I don't think it's physically,
Why not? It was done for years.
Yeah, but that's why you see now players are, their careers are longer. Longevity is I feel like increasing now because I think in the past, obviously the technology wasn't there. There was no load management. So I think, it's I get your point of view, but it's like a double-edged sword. Which one are you going to pick? Are you going to pick that you're going to go hard and play every game for 10 years? Or are you going to not go hard and sort of be quote-unquote smart with your energy or smart with your body and play and have a 15 to 17-year career?
No question it'll make a difference in that way. But for me, when you play, you play. If I'm out there, I'm playing 100%. I'm not giving you half the effort because we're playing so-and-so. Every time I step out on the court, I'm playing with the same passion, same energy as I would as if it's a championship game every single time.
But don't you gauge your opponent and see how much energy you need to expend to beat them?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, I'm trying to kill you if you're a bum or a superstar.
So it's Saturday morning in Castle Shannon, the Myron Brown game, and this is the first game of the day, and you're up. You played at 8, right?
Game to 8.
So you're up 6-0, right?
I'm trying to get a skunk. No question. Don't let them score. So when they sitting over there thinking about it, they stewing on, we got shut out. We got to do something about it the next time we play.
You're not saving no energy because I'm on the sideline getting ready to come in and shut you down.
No, you're going to get the same business. You're going to get the same business. Okay. And then speaking of, we're going to have a segment or a portion of the segment, him or him, or her in their primes.
Ooh, I like that.
LeBron or KD. In their prime, who would you take?
LeBron, easily, without
Is KD out of his prime?
Zero question.
Yeah, he's well out of it. He's well out of it. 2018
LeBron James. To me, that's his peak. 2018 LeBron.
Who are you taking?
I don't know.
You don't know. You asked the question.
I'm saying I gave an example.
You gave an
LeBron
example.
or Kobe or Jordan in their prime.
For primes,
Mike.
I'm taking Bron.
No, that wasn't the question.
You just told him LeBron.
Right, he said, didn't he say Bron, Kobe, or Jordan?
He said Jordan or Kobe.
Right.
Oh, Jordan.
So you want to have comparable players.
Right.
AI or Kyrie.
AI.
You know why? Because Kyrie's just a weirdo, man. Like a magician,
Weirdo
but he's
got
just
nothing to do with his game.
he might inhale too much sage in the locker room
got
before the
nothing to do with
game,
his game.
and then like
my Lord,
his game is
Sage didn't do
amazing.
nothing
I got
to
AI.
that man.
Yeah,
I got
his
AI.
game. I think Kyrie's game across the board is probably a notch up from AI, but AI's heart and his just what he brings, and like I'll go with that. Like I'll rock with that. You don't know AI. Kyrie might be there one game. He might be the next. He might
Maybe.
So I'm going with
Harden or Westbrook.
Oh, Westbrook.
Prime Westbrook. Yeah, I'm going Prime Westbrook. Yeah. What about you?
Actually,
Me or you?
In the prime?
What?
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
you.
doing
I mean,
that.
that's you. Right. Prime Myron. Right now, it's me, clearly. You got knee problems. You know what I'm saying?
I've been at the gym and you got all these excuses.
But I mean, prime now.
I've been at the
it's me,
gym and
clearly.
all these excuses.
Clearly.
And I'll be there Saturday and you're more than welcome to show up.
Point taken.
Spicy.
Point taken. Okay, we got
Back in the-
Coach, are you gonna come film me? Set this situation straight when I make my
I
return.
love it.
I would pay
do
good
it,
money to
man.
see it.
I'll
Ooh,
do
you've
it.
been invited and
I
we're
would
still
pay
waiting
good,
for
I would
you.
pay good money. Good money.
Prime Jordan or Kobe? Who you taking?
I'm taking MJ.
MJ.
Who you
He's the
taking?
blueprint for me.
Coach Rita.
I mean, I know how obviously Kobe worked super hard, but I'm also kind of inclined to go with Jordan. So,
Got to.
Jordan.
The problem with the LeBron things is there's no player comparison. The only player comparison
Magic.
LeBron.
Mm-mm.
Nah, nope. Because I'm going LeBron because Magic was never really a scorer like that. He wasn't a shooter like that.
His numbers say different.
They do.
Yeah,
Which
statistically,
numbers?
his numbers say different.
Which statistics?
All of them.
All of them.
Yes.
No, Magic's great. Not taking nothing away.
Rebounding,
probably
scoring,
Larry Bird is the closest comp to
LeBron.
To LeBron. Yeah. Same position.
No.
Same positions.
No. You
No?
just have to look at the athleticism itself. Just
I mean,
don't
just
make
in
a
what they
mistake
do.
about Larry Bird's athleticism when he was younger. Don't be
no,
surprised.
I'm not saying he was unathletic, but his game, that's just at
That's
least
a-
from the stuff that I've watched. I'm not gonna. He's not a high flyer. He's not like a not like a blow by you guy.
No.
He's just a shoot over you and cook you with skilled guy.
I mean,
And
don't
embarrass
that
you.
count?
Yes.
Like, that's gotta count.
And he would dunk on you.
Nah, but
Yes.
that's. I mean, yeah.
He was doing the step back in the 80s. Yeah. So you brought it before we finish with this NBA segment. The Clippers, my man James Harden goes out there and then they ask him about somewhat what role he wants to fill, and he says,
I'm the
not
system.
I'm not a system player. I am a system. What system is that James Harden is, Myron? What is it?
Not a system I'd want to be a part of. Great talent. There's no questioning his talent, his ability. But for me, if you want to win a championship, he's not the guy.
Coach Rita, James Harden.
I mean, just to kind of follow up off of Myron, at what point do you decide it's supposed to be bigger than you and what you want to do? At what point is like, hey, I came here to, Philly wasn't doing it for me. I want to contribute to something bigger than me, some type of legacy that requires other people in the team sport. So you could be a system or not, or you could be winless for you. I mean, you still be a pro and a vet for, whatever that your resume is going to say when it's done. But if you want to win one, you're going to need some other support, and you have to support some other folks.
And the greatest have all sacrificed. Every single one of them. If you want to call Jordan the greatest of his generation, he sacrificed to give up, winning shots to like someone like Steve Kerr. If you want to say Steph Curry, one of the greatest point guards ever, he sacrificed shot attempts for KD to come in. Harden's not willing for me to sacrifice. He wants it to be about him.
He didn't sacrifice for Embiid in Philly? He didn't take less shots and less scoring?
No.
Well, he wasn't happy there, so I guess that sort of.
And he wasn't happy in Brooklyn.
And he wasn't happy in Houston. Yeah.
Wasn't happy in OKC.
OKC.
Wasn't happy. Now he's going to be unhappy.
OKC
in the Clippers.
probably
I
was
think
the one
he was
that made
happy in OKC.
That's
what you think so?
I think he wasn't at that point
Right.
in his career where he knew 1,000% that he could be like that dude on the team. Like he was still young in OKC. I didn't, at least from the stuff that I've seen or watched, I didn't get the vibe that he was like, man, I'm trying to like I feel like he was sort of accepting of that. They just I don't know what happened, but I guess they just broke that up.
There's no way.
Yeah, they
Sorry.
didn't want to pay everybody, and I think and you couldn't like that's the one move. Him leaving OKC, I get that. Like, I'm gonna go over here so I could get the right. It's sort of like a Brunson leaving the Mavericks and going to New York. I need the Rock to be the best player I could be. Some guys need that. Some, Harden is a lead guard. But I definitely agree with everything you're saying. I've written a lot about Harden over the years. The amazing thing is that when you meet these guys, Harden is my height. So to do the things that he does at 6'4" is just stupendous to me. Yeah, Westbrook is my height.
I could never play with a guy like Harden.
Nah.
Simply because he pounds the ball. And the only time you get it from him, you almost have to force up a shot because of the shot clock. Something like that.
He did lead the league in assists last year.
Yeah, leading the league in assists. That can happen,
10 a game.
Because you got so much good talent around you. He's
playing with Embiid,
sure. Yeah,
Maxey.
He's getting him for dump ins,
Look how good Tyrese Maxey is now that Harden's gone. And just a good dude.
And they were holding him back last year because of
just a good
Harden.
Kid, man. He's a good kid. Yeah, I've met him. He's a good one. Man. So basketball season is here, and I like to keep track of the young players in the WIP Appeal. WIP Appeal hoops is at an all-time high. There's 2 WIP Appeal kids starting for Kentucky right now. Trey Mitchell, who's from Elizabeth Forward, and my boy Adou Thiero from Quaker Valley High School they're starting at the 5. What position is Adou starting at? Trey's at the 5, and is Adou at the 4?
Somewhat. 4/3.
Leading the squad and rebounding.
That's what's up.
Playing good minutes, bang outs. Like who'd have thunk it that the WIP Appeal would have 2 kids. So on one of the most storied college basketball teams of all time. So a lot of talent in the WIP Appeal this season. They got a kid, who's the boy, Royce from North Hills, who's going to Marquette. Marquette is like top 5 in the nation, something like that. But one thing I've noticed is I keep track of the kids who are like in the middle trying to make their way into Division I. Now, I don't want to put any names out there, but I want to talk about some of this scholarship funny business that goes on. So there's 2 kids that I'm thinking of who are here in the WIP. Both of them are seniors, and both of them are wings, about 6'5", athletic, good players. Both of them have one Division I offer. 2 different things happen. One, and the early signing period came through in November. And I'm like, how come they didn't sign? What's going on? You're a senior, you got a scholarship offer from a good Division I school. What's going on? So I did some of my journalism, and the information came back that in one case, the kid has an offer from a mid-major, and he was waiting to see if he got a better offer. So then when he went back to the school with the offer, they were like, you don't really want to be here.
Correct.
So we're rescinding, you can't sign with us.
Right.
So the offer is unoffered, disoffered, reverse offer.
Take back.
Right. The other situation with this kid, and again, these are good players, man. These are high-level kids. I've personally played with both of them. They're tough. The other kid, nice, solid mid-major offer from a school in your conference, Coltrane, from the Colonial Athletic Association. Gets the offer, does his visit, and it's like, I'm ready to sign right now. Coach, sign me up. And the coach is like, we got other kids that we're, ahead of you, so you can't sign with us now. Ooh. So the kid hangs on. They don't sign any of this kid. And at the end of the day, the coach doesn't let him sign the offer.
That's rough.
So you got 2 situations where these offers don't. So
that's rough.
What isn't, I'm going to throw this out to the group. In the year of our Lord, 2023/24, what does it mean when a kid gets an offer? Coltrane, start with you. What does it mean when a kid gets a basketball scholarship offer?
It's a good question, to be honest. And I'm a little bit removed from the recruiting, I guess, news or game or whatever you want to call it. But I know that for football, like, it's more of a loose term. Like, it's not really as official, I think, in past years that basketball offers have been. Like, football, it's more of, like, they'll throw out, like, 200 offers. Like, it's, but I think obviously that's different because football has more players on the team. Basketball has less players. So, but, I mean, I guess from what you're saying that the offer isn't something guaranteed really anymore, where I think in the past it was like if a coach offers you, that means that like you would for sure have the opportunity to like go to the school.
Yeah.
And now it seems like you're saying that's different. So
yeah. And the women's side with basketball, what does it mean when a young lady gets a scholarship offer from a college basketball program?
I mean, honestly, I think it really, unfortunately, depends on the program. Because before, I think previously to the transfer report and all that, it was always a verbal agreement, right? It was verbal until you sign November during the signing period. Once that paper's in your hand, then that's your contract. So before it was a verbal, just much like a handshake agreement, is, hey, I've said yes, you said yes, cool, we have space. Barring the coach getting fired or anything like that, then it was kind of assumed that you would be matriculating after your senior year. Whereas now, I would say that, again, it just kind of depends on how the coaches play it. There's some coaches that do offer multiple, and it's kind of best available. Whoever says yes first, or if it's, hey, you'll have it solely for 3 weeks, or then it's like a toss-up. And it really just kind of depends on how each particular coach chooses to, offer out their particular opportunities. Some are going to give you just a solo and like your solo opportunity, and some are, going to have you dogfight for it.
Yeah. What do you think about all this, Myron?
I think what's going to have to happen is the athlete is going to have to create their own addendum and say, listen, I'm coming here, and what is guaranteed to me? 1 year, 2 years, or all 4 years? You can create.
Solamente.
Absolutely. So for me, what if the player is worthy of all 4 years? Are you going to say no?
But regardless, it's all because anything can happen in 4 years, right? And if my job's waiting on it or determined by it, then it's everyone's up on the 1 year renewable contract. That's the landscape of college sports.
So you can create your own negotiation.
Only if you're a superstar. Only if you're a superstar.
But here's the thing. Sorry, go ahead.
6'5" wings. There's thousands of them out there.
And that's what I'm saying, because that's in the country, and then you start looking globally, there's other opportunities. You ain't the only starfish in the sea. But so that's the problem. Kids, whether that's because they don't have the type of feedback or whatever, it's, something better is coming down the pipeline. Is it?
Right.
So
kids be holding out,
this is what
thinking
I'm saying.
they high major.
So for mid-major schools that really like you, really support you, would be a good opportunity, then you're like, oh no, Kentucky's calling tomorrow, and they're not. And now you're up, Booty Creek without a paddle. Now you're sad.
way up. Man, this is a great conversation. To be continued. WIP Appeal episode 5. Appreciate y'all.
Next time.